Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. We're going to be starting on Unit 1, Chapter 1, Analyzing Symbolism and Structure. This is the vocabulary we're going to be working with. Let's begin, shall we? Free verse is an open form of poetry that uses no meter or regular rhyme. Free verse doesn't need any type of rhyming. You can write whatever you want so long as it's cohesive and within the subject that you were talking about. To give a little bit more, you don't need a writing dictionary for a free verse poem, but you may want to use a thesaurus because you will be changing words, and at the risk of sounding a little bit too modern, think of it as a little bit like hip hop. There is rhyming in hip hop, but it's freer, it's more relaxed. Number 2, meter, a stressed or an unstressed syllabic pattern in a verse or within the lines of a poem. Most nursery rhymes use a meter because it soothes the children like a heartbeat might. If we think of the songs that we heard when we were children, we will remember some of them have very particular, very ordered rhythmic styles. Number 3, point of view, is the perspective from which a story is narrated, usually first person, I, or third person, he, she, they. My teacher suggested that if I change my story's point of view from third person to first, readers might learn more about the main character. The point of view is a matter of choice when you're working on your poem or when you're working on a short story. You decide what route you want. Rhythm. A regular and repeated alteration of stressed and unstressed syllables in a flow of sound or verse. For example, it says, it was impossible for the band to march to the Brian Eno song because it simply had no rhythm. Rhythm is used in music all the time. It's the basic element of music, rhythm. It's the tempo, it's the structure of the song, and poetry uses it too. Structure. The way in which a text is organized, arranged, or built. Common structures include narrative, chronological, comparison/contrast, cause and effect, problem and solution, inductive and deductive. As you begin to analyze a novel, first consider its structure, which will likely reflect its meaning. Structure is a way of organizing things the way you want them to be represented. Picture it as rearranging your room so your mom knows that you cleaned the room. Symbolism. The figurative use of images that represent and express abstract ideas. William Blake and Edgar Allan Poe practice symbolism in nearly all of the poetry. Symbolism is when you take something to represent something else. Like a cross to represent Christianity, or like a big piece of ham to represent food. That's a horrible example. Or a big piece of ham to represent hunger. In video games, sometimes you have the character walking around and they find a cross. Usually that means that it's health. You heal from it. Because crosses are used in hospitals, and hospitals heal people. Next one, theme, the message of the literary text. This is what the author is trying to tell you. It's not difficult to understand the theme of one of Aesop's fables. Aesop was a writer from ancient Greek that wrote hundreds of fables. They often end with an explicit moral, such as one good turn deserves another. Now, a theme and a moral are used by the author to tell you what they are thinking, what they believe, or to give you the lesson that they want you to learn. Finally, we have verbals. These are words, verbs used as other parts of speech, such as nouns and adjectives. They are also known as gerunds that function like nouns, such as dancing. Dancing is my favorite activity. Now I'm gonna read you the pages that we're gonna be working with, so you can get familiarized with them. Page 8, analyzing symbolism and structure. Preview concept. If you had to name 3 things you need to survive, one of them will certainly be food. But food is more than a necessity for survival. It has personal and cultural meaning. What comes to mind when you think of turkey, apple pie, chocolate, and popcorn. There's a chart, and I want you to fill it in with that information. A symbol is something that has a meaning in and of itself, but also stands for something else. In many cultures, food symbolizes or represents ideas or beliefs. For example, fish and dumplings represent good luck and wealth in Chinese culture. For Jews, a bread made without yeast called matzah symbolizes freedom and humility. What food has special meaning to you or to your culture? You write the response below. Page 9, making connections. The following is an excerpt from a letter by an immigrant to his aunt in Poland, San Bernardino, November 28, 1890. And so when a young man from there arrives here, what kind of an impression does he make? First, he cannot open his mouth because he does not know the language. Then, when he gets together with people, he does not know how to behave and how to have a good time. So people make fun of him. I can understand it because first, he is not able to talk, and then he is not able to eat because he is not used to this kind of food. He also does not know how to hold a knife or a fork or a table napkin, and he does not know how to sing or raise a toast in company. At home we only used to say L'chaim. At home we only sang Myers, and he does not know how to dance because I have never seen anyone dance or play at home because people would open their mouths in wonder. They would not go to a theater because this, too, was considered sin. And as far as a dress at home, one used to put on a shirt and a scarf around one's neck, and that was all. Here, however, one has to have different clothes for the summer and for the winter. M. Goodstein. What cultural differences does the letter writer experience after coming to America? Do you think the immigrant experience is the same or different today? Explain. Second one is a little heavy. I want to give you a couple more examples of food as a symbol. For example, during the celebration of New Year's Eve or in the coming New Year, in Germany, pancakes are considered to represent good luck and prosperity. In southern U.S., black-eyed peas. In Denmark, we have kale. In Hungary, donuts. In Italy, we have pork sausage and lentils. In Israel, we have apple dipped in honey. Korea, sweet fruits. In Norway, rice pudding with an almond hidden inside. In Spain, 12 grapes at midnight, symbolizing the 12 sweet months to come. Now, what you have to do in this class is answer the questions posed in page 8 and 9. But if you feel like you want to keep doing a little bit more, you can mention 3 foods. This is optional, of course. You can mention 3 foods, not mentioned by me, 3 other foods that cultures used to represent luck and prosperity. Okay? I think that's pretty much it. So I hope this storm didn't stop you from seeing this video on Monday. Bye-bye.